The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
Welcome into the Wicked Weed Studios. I'm Jeremy Greene of ESPN Radio. This is Brian Haynes, and this is the Houston Texans 2021 three-round mock. Not a lot to get into here because they only have one pick in the first three rounds, still from the Laramie Tunsil deal that is quickly becoming the most god-awful trade in the history of sports. The Texans, it would be remiss if we didn't point out they have 7 picks after the third round. I'm going to get into a couple guys I know they've talked to. But, Brian, if you were the GM of the Houston Texans, Nick Cesario, what would you be looking to do with that first third-round pick?
They've got a multitude of positions they need to fill: wide receiver, edge rusher, secondary. This team is in disarray. There's really no telling what the future holds with Deshaun Watson. So I think this puts them in a weird situation going into this draft. I believe this is why Nick Sirianni was brought in. He's going to have to hit on a couple of these guys, if not more, in those later on picks.
Nick Sirianni is a very bright guy. And the thing about the Texans is that I don't think anybody expects them to be overly good this year. There's not a lot of pressure. To me, as they go through the draft, the goal is going to be to add the best player on the board. With that being said, with their one pick, third rounder in this 2021 three-round mock draft, the Houston Texans. At number 67, I have them selecting, that's supposed to be defensive tackle, Levi Onwuzurike from Washington. This is a guy that I'm pretty fond of. I'm a little shocked that as I did my mock draft, I'm a little shocked that he wound up here. This is a guy some people have had as high as the back end of the first round, and I think this is what Houston's going to do. I think as the draft goes on, there's not really any position that they feel great about moving forward. So you just add the best player on the board.
Yeah, he's a very large individual. He explodes into the neutral zone, and he has great upper body strength and really good hands. He gets into the backfield with regularity. The only thing that I've seen on him is he likes to dislodge from his initial impact as opposed to trying to shed that blocker, which gets the blocker to be able to stay in with him a little bit longer.
I'll be honest with you. This is a guy that if the high end was what I saw in him down after down, he would have been a first-round pick. The problem is that there's too much time goes between those plays. Mm-hmm. You know, when he became a full-time starter, the production went through the floor.
Yeah. And
you wouldn't think that would happen. This is, to me, a rotational piece in the NFL. That's why I have him in the third round. And he's a guy I think they could look to take in round 3 with the 67th pick. Now, with the 7 picks that they have in day 3, just a couple guys I know they've looked at. Frank Darby out of Arizona State. This is the kind of guy that I think Houston should be looking to add. He's very raw, but he is a phenomenal athlete. He doesn't know the game of football very well, and you can tell. His knowledge of the game has not caught up to with how special of an athlete he is. If he is coached the right way, I still look at him as a guy that could be a steal. Speaking of steals, Darius Stills, the defensive tackle from West Virginia. That's also a guy I know that they have looked at. That's one of the reasons that I have them going on Onwuzurike there in round 3. I know with their very limited ability to virtually meet with guys that's a guy they've talked to. They're similar players. Onwuzurike's a better player, and I think will be more consistent once he gets to the NFL than Darius Stills. Houston's just going to add pieces.
Yeah.
You know, this is one of the, I call these blip years. This is just like the Avengers, this is the blip year.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know what's going on with Deshaun Watson. We don't know where that's going to go. This is a team that's still recovering from what shall be forever known as the lost ages of Bill O'Brien.
Oof. Destroyed him.
I'm Jeremy Greene. This is Brian Haynes, and this has been the Houston Texans three-round mock draft. We will be coming out with a 7-round mock draft as we lead up to April 29th in the 2021 NFL Draft. And we will be live for every pick of that draft here in the Wicked Weed Studios. We're always brought to you by Wicked Weed, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different.